Get back out in the cold. Get back.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you leave the car running while you're outside.
Well, just sitting there with the windows rolled up, writing the reports out, the sun
Mm.
comes through the windows just baking you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you open that door, it's cold up there with you, or is that yours? No, is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
Shannon's
3
been
years
looking
old
for that, and I'm like, I don't
2022.
know where it's at.
It's right there. Right where? Thank you.
Somebody just opened a beer.
Sure sounded like it too.
Come on now.
Sure sounded like it.
It's too early for that.
Too early in the week for that.
Yeah.
Is that right, Dave?
Yeah, you know, I can't remember the name of the movie, but a guy was sitting in a wedding service, and right when they were saying the ideas, he popped a can of beer. And I just thought of that when he was doing that.
At funeral,
I'm just glad it
the
was
beer.
Yeah, a funeral. Yeah, I was just like, I was glad it wasn't.
It would be my relatives.
So is this something that, code inspector just happened to come across?
On what?
The variance.
She pulled up, seen it, pulled them up,
No, yeah, but they have received citations and stuff too.
complaint from neighbors?
Yep,
Because the letter says that all the neighbors are okay with it.
yeah. Yeah, imagine.
Except one.
But those two, just those two, Laura's been back and forth between those two properties because they just complain on each other. Like they're just throwing, ever since it started, they're just, it's a whole mess.
I now have an RV right up against my house. And on the other side, they got a little car or a trailer on the other side of the house.
Don't want to pay storage fees somewhere.
I know. It's like, oh.
Yeah, they're gonna be here.
They're late if they are.
Yeah,
You're on time, you're late. Chuck.
That's it, baby.
Yes, we send out all the letters of the day.
Is this house that one that's just west of the church there?
No,
Uh,
no, it's on up over on Madison, past, in between 11th and 14th.
Lovington 14.
What are they doing on Jackson?
Yeah,
What
11th
are they
and
going to do
13th.
on Jackson?
What do you mean, where they're going to
Jefferson.
Jackson?
What are they doing?
As far as the road?
Yeah.
Jackson, we're gonna widen the road
between
From
9th
9th
and 13th.
13.
It widens. And
What happens to all, 9th and all the way from
9th to 13th, and how narrow it is, when cars are parked, there's room for one vehicle on that road, not two. So we're widening the road, putting in ADA sidewalks, and then repairing ADA sidewalks and drive pads from 9th on to 17th. So, and then the whole road's getting reconstruction. So it's new road, not all cracked out, full holes.
What, all the homes, they've got enough,
Yeah.
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they're just gonna step right off the front porch into traffic.
No, I have setback. Now, some of
They'll
them.
have to wear her jacket, but they can step off the front porch.
Fences and their pretty little mailbox things, and
They were all happy with that? Yeah? Huh?
they're not happy with nothing I do, but, not really worried about
Has
it.
anybody
And
ever
according to
really had?
commissioners, if they get a call, they're gonna sit them
Yeah, I
down.
am.
Yeah.
Really.
According to commissioners, they're gonna send all phone calls to her about the road.
Oh, yeah, they sure wouldn't act on anything, except Scott.
You know, I am
Scott.
too, Crystal, but I can find a few things that I am not happy about.
Yeah,
Oh, what last night.
We got broken into again Saturday night.
Oh, man.
That's just horrible. I can't believe they're being, we're
45
being hit that
grand
often.
totals,
Sent a text this morning,
Being out there off
every
of,
single truck, every single truck.
and I said, news commissioner.
Got on plain as day on video, got the vehicle and everything, with the vehicle they stole from Lucky, right around the corner from my yard.
Mayor,
Everybody has
Left their yard,
yeah.
went straight to mine.
to speak, even if they
Picked the
don't
lock
like
on
it.
our gate.
Everybody has a right to
Took
speak.
them about 5 seconds to do it. I got one video doing it.
Overdid it.
you sure they didn't have a key?
I
That's,
said,
I can't open my gates that fast.
So at first, that's what I thought was it was a key, and that was really,
Yes,
really
Mr.
wrong.
Davis,
Mhm.
we're still-
With a lock, now it's,
You have planning and zoning.
and you can't even stick a key in it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
That's
If the
why
shoe fits.
I'm saying the big,
If the shoe
Mhm.
fits.
No, I just was appalled last night.
You're gonna have to go with one of them big old locks like that's got a combination on it.
no, I've got
Eye
a short barrel
scan.
12 gauge shotgun.
No, it does say 4 o'clock. It does say 4 o'clock.
I,
The second meeting,
very
yeah, the
odd, very
second meeting is
person
at
date.
5:30, the
Mhm.
first one.
But I've
is-
had it.
That's why I tried to.
I've had it.
Well, you got that trencher over there, don't you? You could just dig you a little
Yes,
path out
you get down
there.
here, we will hold up.
We got a backhoe,
Not
sir.
saying it's.
Backhoe, here you go.
Into that.
Yeah. When you're done, just say, "Don't dig here."
Bring it
She
here
thought
to
the letter said the
see it,
meeting was at 5.
give it to
I'm like, no,
city
it
manager,
says the
he can
second
give it
meeting
to
is at
us, give it
5:30.
before the meeting.
It was just.
So we need to give her a little
Give
bit.
her just a few minutes, she said she is on her way, and she doesn't just live there,
I
so.
said, I don't know, they were just shooting.
She'll race here and get a ticket on the way. That'd be bad. That'd be awful.
But I am coming to you and I don't want to.
That's good.
But I know on the meeting minutes, Shannon, where it just says Crystal stated, the one doesn't say, even say Crystal stated, it just says Crystal encroachment of the soccer field.
Crystal encroachment.
They
Oh,
quit encroaching.
I know.
yeah.
On, so the second action item, the encroachment, it just says Crystal encroachment. And I think all of those should say, they're supposed to say planning and zoning coordinator, Crystal stated, right? Or staff stated, something.
Yeah.
So that order.
Where are you looking?
Second page, second,
Yeah, so on all of them, it just says Crystal stated. But
Check
then
that
on
one.
that second one, on the encroachment, it just says Crystal encroachment of the soccer field.
Okay, so,
So it just, does not make sense.
see, Crystal stated.
Yeah, so at least there it needs to say Crystal stated.
Crystal says,
Crystal clear.
crystal clear encroachment on the soccer field. That makes sense.
I mean, there's quite a few other,
I thought y'all approved these, before they got here.
I don't think,
I didn't get them.
this one, I don't think I got it, the second time too, because I told her there was a few other things we need to go over, and she never sent it back to me. So I didn't know a lot of this. I know in the one with the special use,
Did they
it's not
pass
a
the-
parking space. She was given approval to park on the curb side of the street, across from her property. Everything else is good enough.
It's great, people are happy.
Mhm. Everybody will get voted in next year.
Actually, you want me to-
Yeah, when we open the meeting, I'll
Is that
make
your
those
district?
No,
adjustments.
no, but the ones that we're trying to get it.
But that's where I was asking, do you think it needs to say planning and zoning coordinator Crystal stated, or just, is it fine saying Crystal stated?
They go anywhere.
Because up above, I'm listed as P and Z coordinator Crystal Ball.
Sometimes it's going to be one new correction.
Mhm.
I just know we usually use the whole name,
Definitely
so
need to be done, so.
Yeah.
do we need
Just-
your?
No, it's not required. I mean, like
Dave
you
was
said,
asking
it's
about that
stated.
for street light.
On Dogwood? You know the one where it was real dark where the kids played?
Oh, yeah, where we got the lights.
Yeah, commission approved it, went through, and they called Crystal, and said everybody was happy with it, and was really doing a good job providing a bunch of light, and so. Every once in a while, we do a good thing. We like to think we do.
At least we can make somebody happy for once.
Yeah.
One every 500 is good.
So there's no end of meeting, are we missing a page adjournment? I only have 2 pages.
I got 4.
I didn't have it all, I guess. Here's the
I
rest
got
of
four.
it.
Oh, you
Okay, yeah, here's the rest of it.
Okay.
I didn't have it all, okay.
We didn't have a planning and zoning meeting in January?
Nope.
What's that? I missed it. Was that variance on that carport at 711 West Avenue E, has that been resolved and finished and fixed?
They're working,
They're
they've
still
got
in
their state
process.
permits and they're working on the structure now.
Okay.
I was gonna have a report on everything for you. I
Yeah.
can
Oh,
start
okay.
the meeting.
During her
If
staff
you wanna,
report.
we can go ahead and start.
Okay.
Turn it off and get there, but-
I call this meeting of the Lovington Planning and Zoning meeting into order. I'll accept a motion to approve the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve the agenda as submitted.
I'll second.
Oh, yeah, that's what, go
Are
ahead.
we gonna do roll call?
Yep,
Oh, yeah. My bad, we get carried away quickly.
Ready?
Yes,
Member Vehil? Yes. Member Johnson?
Here.
Chairman Price?
yes,
Member Gomez?
Here.
Member Rouser?
Here?
Member Bo?
Here.
And Member Cooper?
Here.
Scott approved the agenda with the adjustments that we need to make.
no, that's on the minutes, that's
Oh,
on the
okay.
next one, sorry.
Scott approved it, and who's second?
I did.
Right.
So Scott made the motion, and who seconded?
I
Brian.
I'll accept a motion on the considerations of the minutes from the
Okay,
December 3rd meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes with the corrections made that were discussed. Crystal, do you have any other corrections that you see that need to be made?
no, it's those two. Which is the, it is on action item number 1 of the special use permit. We needed to, instead of saying parking space, we needed to say parking on the street side across from her home. And then on action item number 2, the Norley facility, encroachment, it needs to say Crystal stated the encroachment of the soccer field instead of just Crystal. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, now we'll go to staff reports. Crystal.
Okay. Okay, good evening, Commissioners, Chair. So on the child use, special use, that was approved by City Commission. And she has not called for me to do a final inspection yet, but I know she has had fire marshals been to her home. And I know she's waiting on a couple of other things, but she is ready to get going on that. On the encroachment of the Norley facility, that was approved by the City Commission, and they're continuing on with the construction of that area. The street light on 7th Street that was added, I did get a phone call from the citizen that requested it. She has had a bunch of phone calls from her neighbors. They are very happy about the lighting of the area. They said it has lit that area up very well, and they don't feel like they're way off in the dark anymore. So I had good comments on that. The carport that for the variance at 711 West Avenue E, they have gotten their state permits, and they are beginning construction of the new carport and porch area. The crude 6-inch pipe easement agreement is still in negotiations between the attorney and the company on the cost of those easements. So we haven't had a final on that yet. And then I was going to mention that there is going to be the groundbreaking of the Albertsons, and that is going to be Tuesday, February the 25th at 10 a.m. If any of you want to come and participate in that, we'd like to see you there. I know if you haven't noticed, we have started work over at the Veterans Park, over off of Central, between East and Chavez. They've got a lot of groundwork done. I know we're going to start ordering parts and pieces to start putting things together there pretty quick. So, do you have any questions for me?
What time was the groundbreaking?
10 a.m. Tuesday the 25th.
Any other questions, Trevor?
Not for me.
Me, no ma'am.
So we're just gonna wait a few more minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I did get a report that she is on her way, so just for the record, we're waiting for the citizen for our action item. Do we want to start?
We can.
We can start, and then if we have any questions for her when she comes in.
I'll accept a motion on the variance for 1117 West Madison, carport side yard setback.
I'll make a motion that we visit the variance.
Second.
You want to flip?
Oh, sorry.
Just in the next one. Should be it. All right, so this report we found, there was a complaint about rainwater coming over into the neighbor's property. Was my original complaint. Of course, it was after some heavy rains, and well, it was quite a while after. But she brought in a picture, and the rain's just splashing off over into her side of the yard. So they do have a gutter, but we did note when we went and did this inspection that the gutter on this end is not capped or downspouted. So therefore, it does just free flow right over, hits, and since it's so close, it hits that concrete fence and just splashes into her yard. So with her plan, she says there's 2 foot. I don't know how she measured 2 foot. I measured 9 inches from the center of the cinder block fence to the edge of the carport, and only 4 inches from the center of the cinder block to the rain gutter. So, yeah, there's no setback. It is basically on top of it. So if we're going to approve anything, it would not be for a 2-foot setback, it would be for a 0 setback, because there's just inches, there's not feet. The garage door is there to close off her backyard. So her dogs don't get out. If you drive around the backside and the pictures she submitted in the packet, you guys should have those with black and white pictures. You can see inside the carport, it's open. It's not, there's not walls. It is actually a carport with just a garage door. And basically they thought that was the best way to close off the backyard from the front yard. With this wall, I know in our code it states carports are to have no walls or doors impairing vision. Well, with this, they gotta open that garage door and pull all the way out before they're anywhere near our right of way. So I don't see an impairment of vision there.
When they say impairment of vision, what's the intended
So what it is
meaning?
when you have those carports that come all the way out to the easement, right? And they're only 5 foot away. If you've got a solid wall,
Yeah.
you're backing into that sidewalk
Mm-hmm.
before, and you can't see people walking, a
Right.
skateboarder
Mhm.
coming by, a bicycler going by.
Mm-hmm.
If your property happens to be that close to the curb, which there are some areas, you can't see traffic coming, and you're gonna back right into somebody. That's where it becomes an impairment of vision.
Okay.
So that's why the walls and doors are not supposed to be allowed on carports, because they impair vision. But when you have something like this is clear back up by the house, it's got a 25-foot setback from the property line, they can get the car all the way out of that before there's any issue of them looking for foot traffic on the sidewalk or road traffic in the road.
And the wall is low enough that they can still see over top
Yes.
of it, so
Yeah,
that's
that
not
wall is
impaired.
only a little 2.5-foot wall.
Mhm.
And what brought this to the code enforcement? Was it complaints?
The neighbor to
The
the east of them complained that the water,
Gutter?
the gutter,
That's
yeah.
the complaint.
So in the black and white picture, you can see that open-end gutter in their black and white pictures, where it shows the garage door open. I believe it's the second picture. You can see how that gutter ends just wide open. So if they were to close that off and put a downspout, they would reduce the problem of it being rainfall into the neighboring property.
Encroaching on the neighbor's property.
The rain.
Well, but
Range
also,
is-
but does, and then the slope of the carport goes to the neighbor's property as well.
Yes, but that's why it was
That's what the
guttered.
gutter's there,
So
yeah.
the gutter does run the whole length of that side of the home.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs to have, to me, it needs to have those downspouts
Mhm.
and be capped off so that way the water is downspouted onto their own property instead of just coming out the end of that gutter and going wherever.
So this,
Kind of a little bit better control.
this carport was built without engineered plans or permits?
Yes, that would be another condition is they would have to get the engineered plans and get the proper permitting and get it approved by a state inspector. We have approved, no setbacks on side yards of carports as long as the guttering and the rain drainage was controlled. So this does not set a precedence because we've had that precedence already set.
Mhm.
The only thing is we haven't dealt with a garage door like this, but like I said, I don't see that as a site impairment. I do see it as more of them protecting their backyard from intruders or from keeping their dogs from getting out of the backyard. Because the other side of the property has a gate, fence, so the whole backyard is fenced off to its own.
So with that open-end gutter, if that was to have a downspout on it, would that just be running?
It would run down into their property, into their driveway then at that point.
But that's all they need to do
Yeah,
to make it right.
I do believe so.
Besides getting the state inspections.
Yes, besides getting the state permit for the building of it. Because the carport itself, and then it wraps all the way around as a porch on the back. So that whole structure is what they need permit to have it inspected to make sure it's a solid structure by the state.
Because it went all the way down and back.
I think just the gutter, getting the gutter done,
As long as the driveway is pitched towards the road?
Yeah, because on the back end of the carport, on the pictures, they do have that one capped off and guttered.
Mhm.
That's how it should be on the front side too, and we wouldn't have the issue of the rainwater then.
Right.
And then right now there's a court case pending. It is still pending, correct?
No, it's already where we want it.
Okay, would you come up and give us your name and address that situation?
My address,
Yes.
okay, my name is Orlando Hernandez, and my address is 1117 West Avenue, Medicine Avenue, West Medicine.
She's the owner of the
Yeah, I'm the
property.
owner of the property.
So there had been a dispute over property ownership of the neighboring property. And the results of that are?
It's ours,
It's
it's my
yours.
son's.
Okay. So the people living in it that were living there, the renters, were claiming the property was theirs, and it's not. It is actually her son's property.
Is that who was making the complaints?
Yes, the
Yes.
renters.
Jeez.
Yes, it has been a whole ordeal, I'm just telling you.
4 months, 6 months.
So that's why when she stated on the paper, the legal property owners that signed off that there's no complaints, is true.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Did you have anything to add? We pretty much covered everything. I discussed how I don't think the garage door is a site impairment, and that I feel you should be able to keep that. And we did discuss that how you'd have to get the engineering and the state permits.
Yes, I have to.
We discussed that.
Yes,
And then also putting a gutter at that front end,
that sounds.
to have that rain gutter there and drop and bring
Sounds
it
good.
down. So it's not free flow over the fence.
Sounds fair.
Okay? Any questions for the owner?
If there's nothing else, I'll make a motion that we go ahead and follow staff's recommendations, that the gutter will have to be corrected
Permits.
and the state will have to pass state permits. You have to get
Okay.
permits and
I
pass
just
state
have to get an
inspections.
engineer.
I'll second.
You want to do a roll call, Cap? You want to do a roll call, Shannon?
I don't know, do we need one?
Yeah, you have to do a roll call vote.
Member Hill,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Chairman Price,
Yes.
Member Gomez,
Yes.
Member Rouser,
Yes.
Member Bolt,
Yes.
Member Cooper.
Yes.
Now to go to the city commissioners. Anything else?
I have nothing else.
Barb, anything else? You just come to look good here, huh? All right, I'll accept a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second it.
all those approved? Yes.
Aye. Yes.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.
Okay, so the next meeting will be here